Man, where do I begin? Where do I begin? I feel like I'm at Are You Serious Sports with Blake. Where do I begin? How you doing, everyone? And welcome to the live stream tonight. It's Isaac Hayes, your favorite Cajun conservative. And I am excited to be with you here tonight. And there's a lot to unpack. If you can, please like the show, follow the show. If you're on TikTok, please remember we are not accepting guests on TikTok. I do have StreamYard open, and we are on Rumble. I don't know if Mike Calderese is still live on his channel, Two Mics Live. If he is, he might join us after a while. I don't know. But in your thoughts in the comments, ladies and gentlemen, of this debate, did this change your mind? Did this change your opinion of Donald Trump or Kamala Harris? Whatever way you're calling her name. We already got a viewer saying Trump. So some people broke into my house. People are going to make those comments, which is a true story, by the way. Donald Trump was not wrong on that. We already have some comments in the live being filtered on TikTok. It's not showing me how many people are in the chat. I don't know why. So, but if you're on Rumble, I see we got 4 people. Share the show. I went ahead and shared it on Facebook. If you're from Facebook, tell me where you're from, and let's get this conversation going. Again, I'm trying to, first off, my overview of all of it. The moderators were horrible. I was in the chat with Two Mics Live, and I went ahead and just, watching this. It was a 3-on-1. Multiple times they led Kamala Harris into a campaign speech. Watching the whole debate, Kamala Harris maybe answered 2 questions. And it was on climate change, and it was on abortion, and it was on, let me go find my notes. And it was on Obamacare. So 3 questions. Out of the whole night, 3 questions. But the moderators were horrible. I thought for sure CNN did a way better job. Now, we know possibly now that they were trying to get rid of Biden, so they would try, they did their job and told Biden, hey, you got to go ahead and do this, answer this question. And it was just, they pushed on Biden. The ABC moderators did not, I repeat, they did not ever push Kamala Harris. Not once. And I know you people that are on TikTok probably right now, you're probably telling me, oh, no, they did not push once. It was funny how the moderators as well fact-checked Donald Trump multiple times. On January 6th, they questioned him on the election integrity. They did all this stuff. But when Kamala Harris went ahead and quoted Charlottesville once again, which has been debunked multiple times, they did not fact check her. They did not fact check her on anything. Nothing whatsoever. And they let her speak. Now, when they finally didn't give in to her, she looked very weak. She did not answer any questions. Again, she answered the question on abortion, which even that she turned into a campaign speech. So it was a semi answer. You had her every question that was asked her, she turned it into a campaign speech or attacking Donald Trump. She did not address policy here, ladies and gentlemen. Not once. If you like what I'm saying, please keep hitting the hearts. Let's get as many hearts as possible. My Cajun accent is coming out. I'm sorry. The moderators were horrible. Now let's focus to the candidates. Overall, Trump did not do a great job, but he did a good enough job to keep it going. He did get some viral clips because remember, these debates are not about policy, unfortunately, but it's about likes and shares and viral moments. Donald Trump, in my opinion, he should have stuck on the issues a little bit more. What do I mean by that? Well, going to the point of January 6th and all this stuff, he went into the border crisis and all. I think he could have stayed on subject a little bit more on a few issues. And I have all my notes down. So it wasn't the greatest night for Trump, in my opinion, but he did well. He didn't do a great job like the June debate, but he did well. At the same time, Harris, again, did not answer any questions. Now, Democrats and people on the left, and I can go ahead and you can comment and tell me, or you can come on Rumble and tell me, you probably will say that, oh, she did a great job. She answered all the questions. No, she did not. The very first question was asked, A-S-K, of her. Do you think Americans are better off now than they were 4 years ago? That is a simple question. If you're going to go ahead and answer any question and you believe your policies are good, answer that question. She did not. All she did was say, well, I'm a candidate for the people. I'm looking forward to helping the American people. None like Donald Trump. And she did not answer the question. And it went like that, I said, for a while. Someone said the answer was yes. No, the answer was she did not say yes. She did not say yes. I watched the whole debate. She did not say yes to the people that are on TikTok right now. She did not answer the question. She didn't answer the question really until they got to Obamacare and to Obamacare and climate change. That was the strong point of her evening. Her strong point of the evening was talking about Obamacare and I can't even think of it right now. Oh, this thing is just climate change. I'm serious. I have not. We have 109 people in TikTok right now. We got 6 in Rumble. Please share. But she didn't answer any questions. Again, the only 2 that she really answered was climate change and Obamacare, which made Donald Trump was talking about how he wanted to get rid of it and whatnot. There was a lot of moments. She brought up Project 2025 multiple times, and Trump has said, I never read it. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to look at it, and I'm not endorsing it. But again, she kept on bringing this Project 2025. She also brought up multiple times how Donald Trump was going to push an abortion ban on our nation. Donald Trump clarified in this debate, no, I'm not going to go ahead and push for an abortion ban. She even called these abortion bans in states that these are Trump abortion bans. Not so. Trump said this is up to the states. When she asked Donald Trump, oh, will you go ahead and veto a ban on abortion? And the moderators were, yes, will you? He asked the question that the moderators should have asked. Oh, but what about you? Do you go ahead and endorse abortion up to the 7th, 8th, and 9th month? She did not give an answer. Now, Donald Trump, in my opinion, did give the answer. He said, I'm not going to sign. I'm not even going to have the talk. I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm not even going to bring it up. Now, someone said he didn't answer the question. No, look, I agree with you. He didn't outright say no, but he did say, I'm not going to talk about it, and I'm not going to bring it up because we're not going to get the votes. And she just kept on saying, hey, will you veto? And like he said, look, I'll answer that if you answer, if you agree. Now, her statement of saying, oh, there's not one state pushing for abortion up to the 9th month. California, her own state, has pushed a bill that way. And if I'm not mistaken, has passed that bill. So she's saying she's for it, but she's not for it. Unfortunately, Film Guide, I cannot have you on. It will not go through the audience for for Rumble. I'm just now. There's somebody saying I'm being dishonest. No, I'm not. I have notes, and I'm just telling you what I seen. Okay, you can tell. Look, you can have your opinion. You're wrong. And I'm just saying. She said that there's no state that pushes that. California is just one of them. Multiple blue states are pushing. Donald Trump was right when he said the governor of Virginia, Ralph Northam, went ahead and said, listen, we're going to push it to 9 months. And after the birth of the child, we're going to go ahead and make it comfortable. It survives. And we're going to let the parents make a decision. What is that? That is abortion after birth. Ralph Northam said it. And of course, we have people on here telling me, no, you're lying. No, you don't know what you're talking about. But there's video out there of this clown saying that. But she wants to go in there and say, wrong, you're lying, no, wrong, you're wrong. No, and look, abortion is very passionate to me, ladies and gentlemen, because I am a Christian. I believe life starts at conception. And these people, these idiots like Kamala Harris that is going to come on stage and say, this is reproductive rights. There's nothing reproductive about abortion. But, and look, I don't agree with Donald Trump's stance on abortion. Donald Trump, look, they brought this out about the 6-week thing. He said, I voted for it because that's better than what they're pushing. I thought Donald Trump did a good job exposing the radicalization of the Democrat Party, how far left they go. And look, to all you people that are on the chat right now, I'm gonna tell you something. If you tell me I'm wrong, go look up on Google. You telling me to go look on Google, you go look on Google. You go look on Google, and you go ahead and see that Ralph Northam did say that. Don't come tell me I'm wrong. I know, I heard it. Abortion was a big part of this. She also made the points that Donald Trump's economy was bad and that Donald Trump's economy was the worst. And not until the pandemic. See, and I brought this out the other day, they all want to point to the pandemic. Before the pandemic, not before the pandemic, during the pandemic. Yes, Donald Trump did lose jobs. Yes, Donald Trump's economy did go to a flop in 2020. And they stopped right there. They don't talk about 2017. They don't talk about 2018. They don't talk about 2019. Because what Donald Trump was saying tonight was accurate. He went ahead and he did a good job on the economy. But not according to Kamala Harris. Trump hit home. He said, look, the economy is bad under the Biden administration. And I want to hit this point right here. I'm going to have to remember when I come back to it. It was funny. Multiple times through this debate, Harris made the claim, you're running against me. You're not running against Biden. Now, look, ladies and gentlemen, listen to her statement. She says, you are running against me. You're not running against Biden, but she's pushing the Biden policies. She is also the incumbent vice president of the United States. Think about this. She's the incumbent vice president of the United States, and they're running this campaign like Donald Trump's still in office. Donald Trump is not in office. The last 3.5 years of policies has been run by the Biden-Harris administration. So yes, Donald Trump, he was running against Biden. Y'all forced him out. But now you're running against Harris. Guess what? He is running against Biden because that was her policies too. So don't come up on that stage and say, oh, well, you're running against me, you're not running against Biden. If I was Donald Trump, I'll push Biden's policies like they make you blue in the face. But no, you're running against me, you're not running against Biden. Why would she say that? Because she don't want you, the voter. Now listen to me carefully, you independent voters or you people that are on the fence. She don't want you to look at Biden's policies. Why? Because they ruined this nation. They ruined this nation, and she don't want you, the American people, to look at the Biden-Harris policies. Oh, you're not running against, you're not running against Biden, you're running against me. What? Your name was at the end of Biden's. I'm just. Okay, somebody asked why I'm yelling. Because I'm passionate. Look, I'm passionate about this. I hate liars. And look, is Donald Trump a liar? Yeah, Donald Trump lies. I'm not blind to the fact. I don't like what's going on here. She promised to bring back Roe v. Wade. Donald Trump said we brought it back to the states, and Donald Trump was right. They always wanted it back to the states. She said Donald Trump would sign a national ban. We talked about this earlier. Donald Trump never said he would sign a national abortion ban. And this is one of the times where they got into a heated discussion. They talked about IDF. She made some claims that Donald Trump would sign a national ban and that he would outlaw IDF. Donald Trump said that is not true, and it is not true. Donald Trump has never said he would ban IDF, but that's something that the left is pulling up. They're trying to make that point. Oh, he wants to get rid of the IDF. No, he does not. At this point, this is when Kamala Harris started throwing some attacks. She said that Donald Trump was a felon, that Donald Trump wanted to throw out the Constitution, and she was just saying how he's going to destroy democracy. She also said that she never said she was going to stop fracking. And this is a funny thing. She said this twice in this debate. I made my point clear in 2020 how I felt about fracking. And I never said I was going to stop. I helped pass a bill that would increase oil gain. So, yes, she did. She was a deciding vote on bringing oil up. I agree. Look, like I said, I'm not ignorant to the fact. But at the same time, she wanted to ban fracking. You know how I know this? Tulsi Gabbard debated her on this issue. And Tulsi Gabbard brought it out. She said, I think it was Tulsi Gabbard. It might have been done by Biden. I'm not sure. She was on a debate station. She said she would stop fracking from day one. But she's oh no, I'm not against fracking. I'm not against fracking. She made a point clear in 2020. Well, if that's the case, you still think fracking is bad and you want to get rid of it. But see, she won't come to that. And look, this point, like I said, this was funny. When Donald Trump said, she's taking some of my policies, I was about to send her a MAGA hat. Talking about MAGA, I'm going to be in Kinder, Louisiana this weekend, depending on the weather. I will be speaking at 3:30 in Kinder, Louisiana. Go to my Facebook page and see the flyer. I'll be talking at the MAGA Fest in Kinder, Louisiana. Keep hitting the likes, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, he was saying, hey, I'm gonna send her a MAGA hat. ABC did something very weird, but it wasn't weird because it shouldn't surprise me here on the left. ABC kept bringing up January 6th and the election of 2020. And every time they would ask Donald Trump a question, they would go ahead and tell Kamala Harris, hey, answer the question for us, please. Answer. And she would just go on, this man led an insurrectionist on January 6th. This man didn't want to get out of office. This man lied about this, and this man lied. Now, look, if I'm mistaken, I could be wrong. Donald Trump did not mention her, but they gave her a response. And guess what? That's when she started misquoting Donald Trump on Charlottesville, started misquoting him on bloodbath talk, which has all been debunked, by the way. Again, multiple times, Donald Trump would say something, and the moderators will just, Mr. Trump, we got to fact check you on that. While Kamala Harris was talking about Charlottesville and other stuff, and guess what? They didn't fact check her whatsoever. But that's okay. It was Donald Trump, because as she said, Donald Trump lies. And she's a little angel sitting down. I got a lot of stuff. Also on the point, she was trying to bring out how Russia would bow down to Donald Trump, or Donald Trump would bow down to Russia, and that Russia would go ahead and Russia would take advantage of our country. And like Donald Trump said, well, your boss stopped the Keystone pipeline, but put the pipeline in Russia that gave money to Iran, helped Russia fund the war. When talked about Israel, Kamala Harris said we needed a ceasefire, but did not answer the question once again about our comments of Israel defending themselves. And once again, at this point, and Harris never answered the question if she talked to Vladimir Putin, and ABC did not press her on it. Once again, it was so Donald Trump brought out this point, and he said, look, she was supposed to go fix this. This war wasn't supposed to happen. She went and talked to Zelensky, and she talked to Vladimir Putin, and they didn't, the war started 3 days later. And when ABC asked the question, hey, did you talk to Vladimir Putin? Let me get you straight. Look, she aggravated me with her hands and her facial expressions. Let me get this straight. I talked to Zelensky, and she talked about Zelensky, and she went on this whole rant about how Donald Trump would ruin the world if he became president of the United States, but never answered the question, did you talk to Vladimir Putin? And ABC said, Mr. President Trump, let's go ahead and try to ruin your reputation and your campaign. When asked about Afghanistan, she said she was proud of the accomplishments and what President Biden did, but then goes ahead and Trump goes ahead and tells him what it is. Harris goes ahead and came close to calling him a dirty name, which gave me a point. It's funny, if a Democrat would have done this, if a Republican would have done this would have been on the news. Now, look, I'm not watching no post-debate reactions. This is my post-debate reaction. And I want to thank everybody that's watching right now. Thank you for watching this. Even if you don't like me, left-leaning people, I love you too. But I'm not watching them. So these are all my thoughts. A lot of times, especially at the end, a lot of questions were led to Kamala Harris, and they didn't have no answers. And Trump was beat up tonight. Trump was beat up. He was facing 3-1 on that debate stage tonight. In closing arguments, Kamala Harris made her statement saying we need to move forward. We need to make things better. We need to help the middle class. We need to do all this stuff. You need to vote for me. That's basically what she said. And I thought about this before Trump even said anything, but where have you been for the last 3.5 years, Kamala? Well, I wasn't the president. Biden was the president, because she made that point later on in the evening again. Oh, you're saying you're running against Biden. You're not running. I'm running against you. Well, you're the incumbent vice president of the United States. You are running for the president of the United States. You're the vice president. You look, this is the thing, like Afghanistan. I was the last person in the room. And she talks about how her and Joe Biden always talk about things and policies. You're telling me that you couldn't influence him to cut middle class spending, or you could help middle class and all this stuff that you're talking about? She's talking about this brand new forward, but you're the incumbent president of the United States. So don't come tell me that you're going to change the future. You're in power now. And she made her speech. Hey, look, closing statement, 2 minutes. Trump comes out and says, look, and like I said, I was thinking it. Trump said it. She's been the vice president for 3.5 years. Why hasn't she done nothing? And of course, Donald Trump goes into with the war and everything. Again, that a lot of that was my notes for the night. Donald Trump, like I said, Obamacare and climate change looked weak on it. I didn't like his answers on it. He looked stronger to that point. I think that flustered him a little bit. I think he could have done better on some of his questions, especially concerning January 6th. I think he missed a couple opportunities to come back at her, and it's going to advantage her on that. A lot of people saying she won, Trump lost. I don't know. Somebody said Trump got wrecked. If you believe that, look, hey, all power to you. Again, this was not Trump's greatest performance. She did debate, however, better than Joe Biden. That's I'm going to be honest with you. Now, somebody says, hey, he ain't looking at the comments. Well, it's kind of hard to look at the comments and give you my points. If this was just a TikTok live, I would invite guests, but I can't invite guests because I'm on another platform. And also, this is a podcast that will be released tomorrow on Apple, Google, Spotify, YouTube, Rumble, all them places. So go ahead and... So we just got breaking news. Let me go ahead and pull it on the iPad. That it looks like Kamala Harris, Fox News proposed a second debate to Harris and Trump. So Fox News wants to host a debate. On this point, she will not accept it. My analysis of this did not hurt the hardcore voters for either side. People did not say, hey, you know, Trump did bad, I'm going to vote for Harris. Also, people that are voting for Harris didn't say, hey, she did bad, I'm going to vote for Trump. The hardcore people did not get swayed by this debate. However, I'm worried about the middle voters that, oh, she said this, she said that, and didn't realize she didn't answer any of the questions. She just gave her opinion. And this is again, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Somebody said Trump got destroyed, laughing my rear end off. I don't cuss on here, so try not to at least. The middle voters shifted left for sure. Luke, if you can give me some content of why you think that way. Trump didn't answer the questions. Trump answered a lot more policy questions than Kamala Harris did. Again, I watched the whole debate, and she maybe answered 2. That's what I'm seeing. Taylor Swift for Harris, that don't surprise me. You watched the same debate we did, my guy? Oh, yeah, watched it all. Watch it all. Always watch it. Some people say he got cooked tonight. Hey, look, again, if you can put in the questions in the comments, I will go ahead and look at them and see. Trump had no policy at all, not one. So, Joe, I want to go ahead and make this point to you, though. Kamala Harris said this a few times in the debate, and she said, I have a plan. I have a plan. I have a plan. I have a plan. I have the solution to fix this problem. I have a plan. She did not give any solutions, policies, or was just name me one that she named on here. Again, the only questions, Joe, that I seen she answered was on Obamacare and was on climate change. And, of course, she had something on abortion. He answered 0 questions. Again, yes, he did. He answered more policy questions than all he did was lie. So, Brandon, this is... you said, look, Kamala said lies too. Charlottesville, Brownsville, him banning stuff. That Project 2025, that's all lies. That's all lies. Taylor Swift endorses Harris, by the way. Okay, listen. She endorsed President Biden. She endorsed a lot of left-leaning people. Taylor Swift, yes, is the big name. But does that surprise anybody? That does not surprise me. Gen Z won't vote. But so I think got caught in a conversation. What are your opinions on Kamala thinking Project 25 is a Trump agenda? So Project 25 is from the Heritage Foundation. It was certain people that got together. Some were in the Trump administration. They went ahead and said, look, let's put this project together and give it to the next president if it's a Republican, and they can go ahead and use it if they want. I got 99 plus new messages I'm trying to get to everybody. But Trump did not write it. Trump did not say anything about it. Everybody, if you're watching, you like what I'm saying, please give me some hearts. We'd love to get your hearts. So where's Trump's Obamacare plan? See, that's a good point. I want to bring that out too. Trump made a mistake when he said I didn't have that plan. He said, I'm not president, I'm not working on it. No, you should have that plan. You should have that plan. Have that plan in writing, ready to go, please. Even Fox News says he lost. Well, I am not watching Fox News. Again, I didn't say who won or not. Like I said, I don't think he did not have a good night. Okay? And look, this is the thing too I want to bring out. Okay, a lot of people saying, well, Trump lost. Trump. It's easy to say he lost when you had 3 people pounding him and he's trying to answer the question, and the 2 that's supposed to be moderating the debate goes ahead and tells the vice president of the United States, hey, tell us your thoughts on what he just said. That's what happened tonight. And Trump never said he had a plan. Again, I agree with y'all. He did not. He said he didn't have a plan. Oh. I'm trying to find where I was in the last. Again, I'm having comments come through. Thank you for the comments, guys. I appreciate it. If I can't get to your comments, left or right, I'm sorry. It's all the MAGA in panic mode tonight. I'm not gonna say I'm in panic mode, but I do think this was not Trump's greatest debate. I don't think he did worse than Biden. But again, you know, and look, some people are bringing up the dogs, bro, the dogs. He was bringing out the point that, look, if the story is correct, now, the David, whatever his name is, was we've reached out and that is not confirmed. Where you had, like Trump said, I saw it on TV. You have people saying, look, we can't find our animals, and these people walked in and all of them are gone. Okay, he brought that out. Now, was that a good look for Trump, talking about dogs being kidnapped? No, but the whole point of that was that there's a legal immigration problem, and now they're starting to take animals. That's what Trump was saying. And I understand what you're saying, C.I. Brian. You know, somebody said Project 25 has already been debunked. Okay, yeah, Trump endorsing it. She says she would reduce cost of living, give money to new businesses and new homeowners. Okay, Demir, I got a question for you. Why hasn't she done this now? Why hasn't she done it now? That's a simple question. You can ask me 50 times. I'm just saying. Did Trump get cooked? Okay, I'm going to say this. Ronald, I hope I'm saying your name right. This was not Donald Trump's greatest performance. Do I think he got cooked? No, I think he got her to answer questions or showed her a bad side too. Like I said, this isn't gonna change the view of certain people. Let's see. There you go. A Trumps are getting mad. Just point out your reasons calmly. Well, no, okay. This is where I'm coming to the point. I don't think this was a educational debate anyway. The debate before was very, very interesting. And look, I'm very passionate about what I believe. I don't like lies. And on that point, if you had to ask me, I know some people are going to disagree with me on this. I think Kamala Harris told her whopper tonight. And what policy did he detail? Well, he talked about the border. He talked about abortion. He talked about all kinds of stuff. And look, this is the thing, too. On that point, okay, he's trying to bring policy out, and he's starting to hit it home, and the moderators, we're not going to talk about that right now. We're going to go to something else. Mr. Trump, we have some, they interrupted Trump a lot of times. While they maybe interrupted Harris once or twice, it was not a fair fight tonight, in my opinion. Kyler, I wish I could accept you, but I can't because, unfortunately, the other people on Rumble cannot hear our conversation. I can have people on Rumble, but I cannot have people on TikTok because the Rumble people will not be able to hear our conversation, which I am working on that right now. Let's see. Trump rambled and sounded crazy the entire night. She did too. I'm sorry. I can't. She did not sound coherent all night tonight. Again, until she got to climate change and abortion and Obamacare. ABC was terrible. It was, look, on this note, and look, I just told you all that the ABC should not host another debate again. I'm going to say something. I said this in the Two Mics live chat when they were doing their watch party. CNN did a way better job than ABC tonight. Jake Tapper and Dana Bash, I do not endorse them whatsoever. They did a better job tonight. They did a better job. Someone said the moderators were as neutral as could be. No, they were not. I'm sorry. They were not. Keep hitting the like, guys. If you agree with what I'm saying, hit it. Someone said Fox News said that he lost the debate. I don't know who said that because I'm not watching Fox News. I am not watching. I'm not watching any posts. This is what I'm feeling right now. So this is raw. Okay. He said he lost. I'm an independent, and you're riling because you lost majority. Look, I don't know. Okay. First of all, I don't believe polls, and I've been saying this, so this ain't the first time. Okay. People are talking about how Trump is gaining in the polls. Listen, polls fluctuate. I don't know. It's people saying he lost. Okay. I'm a conservative. I'm not saying he lost. I'm saying he did a bad job. If we had to go with, okay, let's say it like this. If you go with the questions, he did lose. Because Kamala Harris had plenty of time to talk, and she got softball questions. And he got the brunt of 3 moderators tonight. You had the 2 moderators from ABC, and then you had Kamala Harris. Somebody said moderators were fantastic. Should have cut Trump off more when he spoke out of turn. Okay, so this is, hold on. Stop here. Toasted Bud Bilzer. I hope I'm saying your name right. Sorry if I didn't. You said that they should have cut him off more when he spoke out of turn. Donald Trump did not talk out of turn. Kamala Harris, however, was talking over him and trying to get into the conversation. He also told her multiple times, it's my turn to talk. So you're saying that, that it was Donald Trump that was trying to be rude? No, it was not. Victor, I'm sorry, I cannot accept you as a guest right now because of the Rumble feed. I'm sorry. You can leave your comment. I wish I could have you on. I would love to have conversation with you. Unfortunately, Rumble would not be able to hear you. I have it to where Rumble guests could come on and talk, but I didn't put out the link tonight. I personally think Trump didn't get his point across. It just went away. Point across that he doesn't support Project 25. He said, look, I haven't endorsed it. Now, Kamala has been saying, hey, this is Trump's 25. Will says, guy is scared, ha ha. Look, I am scared. I think Kamala is the worst person that could be in the White House right now. That's my opinion. But I will say this. The sun's going to rise on the next day after the election, whoever wins. And God is still on the throne. So, my brother in Christ, there is no way you could have watched that and think, yeah, go Trump. Let me say it like this, Jalen. There's no way I watched that debate and say, yeah, Kamala Harris. Because if you're a Christian and you're voting for Kamala Harris and how she put her stance on abortion tonight, you as a Christian should be ashamed. I'm not trying to sound rude. I'm just giving you the God honest truth I have right now. If you watch that debate and say, yeah, Kamala Harris is going to fix this, and you're standing on her stance with abortion, I pray for you, my friend. I pray for you. It's the fact her closing statement was her plans for future, and Trump was fear-mongering. She fear-mongered the whole thing. If you put Trump in, he's going to ruin democracy. If you put Trump in, this is going to happen, and that's going to happen. She did the same thing. Someone said, yes, sir, preach. Well, I am a preacher. I am a youth pastor of a church. Is Trump a Christian? No, I don't believe Trump is a Christian. Trump had more speaking time than Harris. Well, because all the questions went to him. All the real questions and all the rebuttals that Harris, Trump is this. Every time she mentioned his name, he was supposed to get a question. So, someone asked, good thing we're not a Christian country. We were at one time, but unfortunately we're not right now. Abortion is not listed in the Bible. Go do your research. They sacrifice the firstborn. I am a Christian. Go Harris. Okay, mighty superhero. You're a Christian. You say you follow Christ. How can you stand on her abortion stance? How? I'm just... why do you... Okay, someone said they have a good genuine question. Why did Trump avoid questions such as climate change, Ukraine, and border? So he didn't avoid border. He mentioned it throughout the whole night. Ukraine, he said, listen, I'm going to get it on day one. I'm going to stop it. Climate change, he did call it a hoax. And I think he should have stood firm on that. But unfortunately, we have some Republicans that believe on climate change. Let's see what else. Some people saying she crushed it. Now, this whole Taylor Swift thing, I don't really care about Taylor Swift. I don't care about it. Let's see. Let me see if I can get Mike. Because I didn't know if they might still be going live. Let's see. If I can find my Rumble. Go check out 2 Mics Live. I'm going to give them a plug here. One of the fastest growing shows on Rumble. How can someone be denied a job for a felon and he can run for president? Well, first off, they haven't passed the sentences yet. So, but I do get your point, though. We have real life problems and he's worried about the wrong thing. He literally has no plan. Again, Samia. What about Harris? Harris didn't give no plan tonight. None whatsoever. I'm just being honest with you. She did not give no plan. And you, someone who was brought into the world by a woman, should not be against their rights. Listen, I'm not against the rights of a woman. But when it involves a man and a woman having intercourse, they made that decision. And if they had a child and we don't want to mess up our lives, let's just abort it, that's wrong. Jalen, I'm sorry. Who won the debate? Again, like I said, if you go by the questions and everything, Kamala did win it. But Donald Trump was outstacked. He was like at a poker table and the cards all were against him. As for policy-wise, Donald Trump did bring out the policies. Kamala did not. So, that answers your question. This is saying we have 196, but it hasn't changed in a while. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to let me go find my messages. I'm trying to follow the comments and at the same time, we're live on Rumble. We're live. We ain't getting no Rumble chats. Where are you at, Rumble? Where are you at, Rumble? Unless it's on there and I'm not noticing it. Let's see. See if I have any comments. Nope, no comments. Okay. Y'all need to start commenting, Rumble. Start commenting. What's Rumble? Rumble is a YouTube type platform, and it has my videos on it and all that good stuff. I'm trying to find. Let's see if I can find my calories. There it is. Go ahead and check this out. Excuse me for one moment. Yeah, keep hitting the hearts, guys. Let's see if Mike coming on. He might go to sleep. I know he's been having he had a big job. So we'll give him a couple of more minutes before I wrap this up and I can go home. Y'all keep us in prayer. People that are watching this, even watching this after, we're about to go through a hurricane. And please keep us in your prayers, please. So let's see this right here. Someone trying to come on. I know. Hey, Mike, you're going to have to come on StreamYard, my friend. We can't have nobody in Rumble could hear you. So we're gonna have to get Mike on Rumble. Mike, if you're listening, you got to go on Rumble, my friend. Or go on StreamYard. So let's go ahead and disconnect on that. Let's see. You might need the link. All right. We'll see what happens with Mike. Mike came on TikTok, but unfortunately we can't. Trump should go full 100 on Project 2025. No, I don't think he should. I like how my congressman said it. He said we got Project 1775 that we need to work on. Trump supporters when they need facts. No, sir, we have all the facts. We have a lot of facts. Somebody said be safe. Again, like I said, they're showing 196 people. I don't know why TikTok is not showing me the accurate number. So we're gonna have to see what happens. Oh, by the way, while we're waiting on Mike, if he comes on, go ahead and check out his TikTok, Dead Red Media. This is the media company that goes ahead and does Two Mics Live. You can go ahead and follow Two Mics Live on Rumble. Rumble is a video platform. Type in rumble.com. It's green with a little play arrow. Go ahead and check it out. 2.8 likes in the comment in the hearts. 2.9. So this is what I'm gonna do. Let me go ahead and I think I could do it right here. Let's see. If you want to come on, because there's a lot of people that probably want to give their opinion on it, I'm going to go ahead. Oh, there we go. Mike Calderese is in the house. Let's go ahead and take this off. Let's cancel this. Let's go here. Mike, my friend, how you doing, sir?
How are you, brother?
Oh, I'm fired up, man. I'm fired up. We got people in TikTok telling me that Trump lost this debate, and they're all happy because Taylor Swift has endorsed him. And a lot of people think Trump had a bad night, man. Let's hear your thoughts.
Did he have a bad night? Because if you look at all the TikToks so far, I mean, did she have any moments where she did well?
No.
Like, if you really think about it, this is the things that I took away from this. Now, she didn't have any moments. She had to get something that's viral, right? When you have these pre-rehearsed, scripted lines, you're not going to create viral moments or even moments that you could cut and turn into TikTok. She didn't have any of those moments. She didn't land any big gloves on him. Now, if you were one of those people that really had the bar set very, very low for her and you expected her to come out and be a bumbling idiot like Joe Biden was, if you had that bar set very low, then you think she did a wonderful job. Really think about it, she answered questions. She got her points across that she was trying to make, even though they were old and outdated, like Bloodbath and all that other stuff that she was trying to say. But if you notice the viral moments, the moments are created by Trump. Trump said, I was going to send her a MAGA hat. That's an instant TikTok, right? Trump said at the very end, when he stole the debate from her, he said, why haven't you done it? He waited that to the very end to call her out on it, knowing that, that was a pre-planned thing, in my opinion. But that was very powerful. You say you have all these big plans. You could do them right now. Why haven't you done it right now? Right? So when you look at those moments, he won that as far as that's concerned. Now, did she win by proving that she's not a bumbling idiot? Yeah, she came out of it, I guess, pretty well. If you thought that she was going to be very bad, I'm one of those people who didn't think she was going to be very bad because she's been studying this for 2 months. It's not 6 days like everybody's been saying. They have kept her locked up for 2 months, and she's very well trained for this stuff. So no, man, I thought she was going to do all right, and she did for herself. She did.
So somebody made a point on TikTok, and it's Unique Drake, I think. I hope I'm saying it right. He was fired by 81 million people. She did bring out that point, and that could potentially be a viral moment. As for Trump saying, "Hey, we were about to send her a MAGA hat."
Okay, he was fired by 81 million people. I still don't think that's a very powerful thing. You think that's going to be played over and over and over again? You were fired by 81 million people. Put it this way. All those 81 million people, you saw the results, right? There's the one thing that I'm not thrilled that Trump didn't do is compare and contrast a little bit better. I think he could have done a little bit better, but let's face facts, it was 3-on-1.
Yep, I said that earlier.
The fact of the matter is, we have a case study here. We have 4 years under Trump, and we have 4 years under Kamala Harris. And, saying that he was fired by 81 million people, he also got the most votes of any incumbent president in history. He also gained votes. He also got 76 million votes, right? And this is one of the problems that I have with overall politics and overall people. It's that these are all 50-50, but for some reason, when one group wins, they say, oh, we have complete control. It's very wacky when it's a 50-50 country. Great, so act like it.
Yeah, and that, look, there's a lot of things. Look, you're talking about, someone mentioned fraud and stuff like that. I understand their point. I think Donald Trump did mess up on that question, but again, we need to point out to the moderators too. The moderators were bringing up January 6th. They were bringing up, they brought up the election elections claims that Donald Trump has brought out. They brought out all kind of stuff, Mike, from years ago, and I like Donald Trump's answer on it. He said, "Look, let's not focus on that. That's done away with. Let's focus on 2024." And the moderator was like, "Oh no, let's stick on that." Do you think is her policies that bad that they couldn't even bring that out? They couldn't bring out nothing accomplished that she done?
Well, that's why I think Trump was powerful with the MAGA hat stuff, because her policies are all of a sudden conservative. Right? If you listen to what she was saying, she was trying to appeal to the big time conservative base. That's why any liberal right now listening right now, if you're a liberal, do you really want to vote for that conservative? Kamala Harris sounded like a border hawk. She sounded like somebody that was like anti-war and wanted to get these wars, not complete. Like, all of her policies came from Trump. Yep. So what are her policies? What are her real policies? Is she really sticking to her morals or her values? Or is she completely switching and abandoning it? Like I said, when you really dive into this, what you're going to hear over and over, and you're going to hear all the Trump stuff. I'm telling you, if you look on TikTok right now, there's a million Trump TikToks, and there's not going to be many for her. And that's going to be that's going to be very powerful going forward.
I'm hoping they're not watching too many TikToks, because we're live on TikTok right now, And also, I shot a plug out to your station, your channel, Dead Red Media. So someone did make out a point. They did bring out a point. Is Walter Hers 767? The moderators let Trump talk more than Harris.
Yes, that's a great point. So I'm glad they recognize that, because it's something that I picked up as well. If you notice what happened, it was a 3-on-1 debate. It's clear as day. Anybody could see that, right? ABC is honestly the big loser here. But what they did was Trump started taking over that debate in form of, I need to respond to this. And when Trump started talking over people, when he started talking over the moderators, they shut up for him. And when Kamala Harris tried doing it, they talked right over her, and she shut up, and they shut her down. That, to me, that was a big power moment where Trump showed his dominance. And when they showed those far out shots where she looked so much smaller than him, I don't think that served her well either.
So somebody, and we do have a TikTok live, and if you're on Rumble, go ahead and share it. Go ahead and talk, give you comments. Someone asked Dragon B17, so TikTok matters now? And this is where I want to bring out to the point, Mike and Dragon.
TikTok has always mattered.
Well, this is where I'm coming to the point. The whole Kamala Harris campaign is built around TikTok. You have Harry, and you have every other left-leaning person who I heard that was paid to go to the DNC and to show how much people were there. Why all of a sudden TikTok doesn't matter if it's benefiting Trump?
Well, I don't know. To me, it's always mattered. And when you look at what the society and how we consume our information right now, we're consuming it with small clips. How many people stayed up to 11 o'clock to watch this thing, or 10:30, whatever it was, from 9 to 10:30 at night on Eastern Standard Time, right? So what you're going to get is you're going to get the next morning, and you're going to see all the different clips. And honestly, who had more moments when you really do just boil it down? You're going to see in the upcoming days that he clearly had more moments. He had more moments that were just spontaneous. And that's my point. Like, she had clearly very good, like, rehearsed answers. His are just naturally, he does this off the cuff. And that's why he creates these moments and these opportunities that are going to be talked about for the next bunch of days. But no, you know how that works.
Yeah, it's like Dan Bongino says, it's not about policy, it's about this great soundbite. And look, like you said, I have some audience. They're watching right now. According to TikTok, we have almost 200 people right now. Rumble, we got 8, not much. But a lot. This with your show. A lot of people are gonna watch this tomorrow morning. I'm releasing this at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, and they're gonna hear this and they go, oh look, Mike Calderese and Isaac Hayes thought this way. They're not gonna go back and watch this 2-hour debate like we did on 2 Mics Live a while ago, which I did a great job with this watch party. Loved it. Glad to be part of it within the chat. But, they're not going to go back and watch. They might go watch 2 Mics Live special edition and go watch the whole thing. But they're not going to go ahead and do that. We got the Chucky Cajun on the chat saying, what's up? Chucky, did you watch the debate? Let me know.
Yeah, they're not going to go back and watch it. And that's what the point I'm making right now, right? Because what they're going to get is they might see people talking about it, and if they're an honest person, if they're not biased, they're going to listen to a couple of different people, and you're going to get the things that I just said to you. But once again, when you start looking at all the different clips and all the different moments, the special moments, like you just said, like Trump stealing it at the very end, those are the things that are going to be played over and over and over again. And I just don't see her having any of that juice. I don't see it. She's going to have to rely on spin. And she didn't create any moments. She had to go in there and knock Trump out. She couldn't just hold her own. Like, to me, like, if you're thinking she held her own, that she did good enough, that's not good enough. She's going to have to knock Trump out. If you look at, once again, like, I'm not a big poll guy because they've been horrifically wrong, but Joe Biden was up 8 points at this exact time. Hillary Clinton was up 4 or 5 points. They're running dead even. So she needed to do something that was really going to knock him out. And Trump had to have that I'm an asshole moment. And he did the one thing that everyone's been wanting him to do for a very long time. He shut up.
Yep.
He didn't talk over her. She talked over him. He stole that moment from her. Excuse me, I'm talking. Please be quiet, right? Quiet, please, or whatever he said. He stole that moment from her. That was her moment. She was planning on that. ABC, they all tried to get him to do that to her. He was very in control, and he shut up. He did a lot of very good things today. I was impressed. He did things, some things that I wish he did better. But what are you going to do? You can nitpick all you want.
Now, Chunky did make a comment. He did watch the debate, and Chunky, I was going to try to get you onto the show. I was going to send you the link, but unfortunately, I couldn't get it. No, that wasn't Chunky. Correction. It's Shogun 3. I think the problem now is Trump is stuck with the same old Riley stuff. This is real bad. So he's saying, hey, I agree with him on that. Trump did bring out a lot of stuff. Hey, the border, all this stuff. It was a lot of repetition that we've heard before. But at the same time, what Trump ran on in 2016, he's facing back again here in 2024 because of the Biden-Harris administration.
And the only reason why you're complaining about that is because he's actually out there talking about it. I mean, he's out there telling you over and over at the rallies or in these forums and the questions. He's getting questions. She doesn't sound repetitive because she's not asking any questions. Right? It's real easy not to sound repetitive. And this is the first time we're ever hearing the woman talk.
Right.
Right? They kept her hidden for 2 months. Trump wasn't hidden for 2 months. He's been out there saying all the same exact things over and over and over again. And it might sound repetitive, but at least he's asking questions.
Yeah, he's asking the questions to get what's going on. And I'm texting the Chunky Cajun right now. Let's see if he can come on. I'll pause the TikTok live for a second. Chunky, I just went ahead and sent it to you. You can go ahead and join us if you're available. Yeah, but I agree with you. He's off the cuff. This stuff that he does all the time. Now, I want to ask you a question on this too, Mike, because I caught this multiple times. She kept saying, you're running against me. You're not running against Biden. It's kind of funny. She's the incumbent vice president, and she had to make that point. Hey, you're running against me, not running against Biden, but she's pushing all his policies. And I thought this was a big point. If I was every conservative like Sean Hannity and Jesse Waters, they should run this clip 24 hours.
And they probably will, right? And I'm not a host. I don't agree wholeheartedly that she's running on Joe Biden's policies. She really sounded more like she was running on Trump's policies tonight, not Joe Biden's policies. So that makes your point even more relevant. Because she is just running, on whatever she wants to. It's like willy-nilly at this point.
Right. We got the Chunky Cajun joining us right now.
Same thing. That's why I wanted to shut up.
Hi, what's up, Chunky? How you doing, sir?
What's going on, boss? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, me and my wife watched it from start to finish.
You wasn't screaming like me and Mr. Calderese was?
Okay, so I watched through we watched on CNN, and then we streamed through the Steven Crowder live. Because I knew Steven Crowder was fact checking it. So I wanted to see the fact checks. She lied about a lot of stuff. So,
oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
It was amazing. But the takeaways. Can I give my takeaways?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so the takeaways. First off, I think Trump won it. And I'm not saying that because I'm supporting Trump. I think he had some very bad things that he did in that debate. I'll get to those later. But I did think he won it. I think his composure and not interrupting won it. That was probably the smartest move of the night. She had some pretty good moves. He had some pretty good moves, but the smartest one was he never baited it. He was never baited into interrupting.
Right.
I think the saving grace for her was the final speech. I think her final words were a little bit more inspiring than his. I felt like she gave a platitude, a well-rehearsed platitude, because she probably already had it written.
Well, if you think about it, the whole campaign, the whole debate was her giving her speech of how she's going to move forward. And look, I feel, and I know that's what Mike said the same thing on Two Mics Live. The only two questions she really answered, possibly three, was abortion, climate change, and Obamacare. That was
But she never answered a single question directly.
She didn't even answer abortion.
Yeah, from the get go. I posted it on my Facebook from the get go.
Hey guys, we have breaking news. Harris campaign, according to the New York Post, calls for a second debate after Trump's performance is panned by critics. So now she wants another debate.
And I think that might have been a little bit of a bait too.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
I think it might have been a little bit of a bait. But I mean, look, he won that debate, in my opinion, when he told her, "Excuse me, I'm talking."
Mm-hmm.
Like that little bit, I guarantee you, everybody went, "Oh."
Now we got a comment. We got a comment from Shogun 3. I feel like Trump's team needs a new plan. We can't ignore her and must take serious. I agree with that statement. I don't think you should. I think
they're taking her very serious. They're taking her very serious. Because you got to remember something. They're not fighting her. They're fighting the Democratic machine. So they know exactly what they're fighting against, right? She is just the newest mouthpiece. She is the latest knockoff, cheap Obama wannabe lookalike, right? She even used the "let me be clear" line. So no, they take her very serious. And it's not that they take her serious. Like I said, they take that Democratic machine very serious. They know what they could do. They know how they could steal elections. Trust me, they take this very serious. And they took it serious enough to address Trump's biggest flaw, which is him not being able to shut up, and he did that tonight.
So that's what stood out to me was him remaining very measured in his responses, him respecting the moderators, even though he was debating 3 against 1. I think the American people saw that they called him to task 2 to 3 times in the first 30 minutes, and they never called her to task once.
Nope.
They never called her to task for her lives. American people see that. I think realistically, him not running on emotion, in my opinion, won him that debate. I think if he'd have been interrupting her, if he'd have showed a lot of emotion in his responses, I think he might have lost it.
Well, and that's the thing too. She did show a lot of emotion tonight. Because you could see her like laughing and trying to cut him off. You could see that she was trying to get into his head, and like going back to the point, this is my time. The best thing I can compare it to, remember when Ronald Reagan told his opponent, I pay for this mic, sir. And
he said, I won't let age get in the way, and I won't let my opponent's youth and inexperience.
Right.
That was the king of debate comebacks.
So we have somebody on TikTok, Hey Froggy. I don't know who that is. Bring on the vice president debate. I would love to see how that would go. I think that's gonna be a sit down one. That's later on in the month. That one, I don't think that's gonna change minds either, in my humble opinion.
No. I don't think anything was done tonight to change much in the way of anything. I don't think there's a lot of undecided voters right now. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't see it. I don't see it helping that much for either one of them.
Now you're gonna see though. You're gonna see this, Mike, though, and you're probably gonna talk about this tomorrow on y'all show. She's gonna probably get a bump in the polls because everything we've seen that they do, the media spins it to where there's a bump in the polls for her.
No, the polls have actually been working against her. I don't think she's getting a bump. So when you really look at what. I just hear what's going. So when you look at what's going on in the polls, like you look at Real Clear Politics average, there's a couple polls that are showing Harris up 3 or 4 right now that haven't changed for like 3 weeks. So they're still skewing the polls up. There's a lot of really bullshit things that these cheap ass pollsters do. So if she gets any bump, it's not gonna be a real like it's not gonna be anything real. It's gonna be all manufactured. Once again, did she do anything tonight to really hurt Trump?
No, I don't think they. Chunky, you might have a different opinion on it, but I don't. I hadn't seen anything that would hurt Trump tonight.
No, I feel like the measured response. I felt like the order of the day was to get Trump flustered, and she did.
Yes.
And like I said,
neither of them did.
It looked
ABC
like
tried doing that. Everybody tried doing that. He's 100% right.
Well, and look,
they tried doing to him what they did to him when he was going against Biden that first time in 2020. And everyone attack him, get him on tilt, so he's yelling at everybody.
And that's why I agree with I don't know your name, Mike.
Mike.
Yep.
I agree with Mike about. I don't think you're going to see a large bump in the polls. You're going to see the media try to spin it to get a bump, but. I just think the American people are beyond what the media says.
Well, see, this is why I'm going to come to that point. We all said it before, and I know we're Trump supporters and all, but a lot of people I've seen in the TikTok chat, it was 3-on-1. It was 3-on-1. It was 3-on-1. They seen that, and Mike, y'all brought it up in the watch party. They did that with Hillary Clinton, and every person saw that with Hillary Clinton. And think about it. Kamala Harris has a worse approval rating than Hillary Clinton, and it did not help Hillary Clinton back in 2016.
No, and it's probably going to come out that Kamala was actually given the debate questions just like it did with Donna Brazile and Hillary Clinton, right? Mm-hmm. So they have a history of doing this stuff, and we're going to pretend like they're not going to do it again. Once again, she was very polished because she's been working on these questions. ABC clearly gave them to her. Right, they were clearly 3-on-1. They were free, but it was more than just 3-on-1. It was more than just fact checking Trump. They were asking specific questions in specific ways. Right, they led Kamala into a couple of easy attacks against Trump. Right, and they didn't do that for Trump.
And she kept saying over and over and over again. And I've already seen the metrics on this. It's at the Washington Times. They kept saying over and over. She kept saying over and over again that all he was ad hominems. He was attacking, and that's all we were going to hear from him. She spent over 18 minutes disparaging him. I think it was somewhere close to 20 minutes. He spent about 11 disparaging her, and the rest was substantive talk. So, I mean, she was. It's a lie in itself. She spent 17, almost 18 minutes attacking Trump and disparaging him and using ad hominem attacks on him. He spent 11. She did exactly what she said he was going to do. And then the media helped him. It's really disturbing that ABC acted this way and had this obvious media bias. And we actually had a fair debate from CNN.
Yeah, yes. That's a surprise. Yes, a fair.
That shocked the shit out of me.
I said it on the because Dr. Michael went ahead and brought that out. He's like, yeah, I agree. CNN did a way better job than ABC did tonight. There's Justin, someone from the chat was saying that I'm only picking certain comments to read. Well, we got 3 people on this live feed. We all trying to give our opinions, and I'm sorry I can't read every stinking comment in here, but you were saying
Take a liberal one. Pick a liberal comment.
So
let's take on a liberal comment.
Let's talk
I
about
got
Justin.
10% left on my phone.
Justin said gave her the questions. Not hard to prepare when he always just say the same old stuff. So that's Justin, one of the guys that complained I'm not reading all the comments.
What's the same old stuff?
She said
aren't you let's ask everybody out there that may be a liberal right now. What the same old stuff, isn't that better than what you're facing right now? Wouldn't you want to go back to gas prices, the same old stuff under Trump for gas prices? Wouldn't you rather go to having your eggs and everything else being way less money? Wouldn't you like to be able to go buy a car and not have an interest rate over 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? This is what's happening right now. Wouldn't you like to go buy a house that's not $500,000? Because where I'm at, my house is not anywhere near the value it is.
136%. 136% increase in home prices.
So don't you want to go back to that? I do. I'll take the gas prices. Do you know what? Just having low gas prices. Do you know how much Biden cost me? I have a small business. I have 2 trucks to fill. Right under Biden, I was only filling one of them. I stopped driving the other one because it was another $250 per week just for my truck. Right.
So when $100 every 4 days on my food truck.
I'm glad I got my little
right?
Zuzu.
So now what does that do to you? What does that do to you? What does that do to me? When I have to pay that much money, you're talking about that much a week. We're talking about $1,000 a month. We're talking about $12,000 per year. That's less, that's less buying of restaurants. That's less going out to eat. That's maybe not a vacation this year. These are things that I don't get to spend because I'm spending them all on gas. That's directly related to Joe Biden. Everyone feels this. So, yes, I'd love to go back to Trump-level gas prices. How about we do that? You want to talk about going forward? If going forward means $6 gas, yeah, I don't want to go forward. Let's go back to the $1.80 gas.
And Mike said it right, too. Like, you really have to – the question is not who won, who lost the debate. We obviously have a bias. We think Trump won.
I'm gonna stop you right there for a second, Chuck. I told the audience earlier, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It was the way the questions were formed. Donald Trump did not win this debate because they did make Kamala Harris look good. As for policy wise, yeah, I think Trump crushed it in my home opinion because she didn't answer the questions. But and look, y'all might disagree with me on that, but just the way that it was set up for Trump to lose no matter what.
Well, yeah, but I mean, realistically, if he didn't make the and they were setting him up for one comment. They were setting him up for one. Let me get my camera. One comment. They wanted to catch him saying specifically where he overtalked her and she could make the comment he made. When he reversed that on her, all the debate went out the window. He won it. And it's the way America works, right? America is not substance. America is TikTok videos. It's a minute to 2 minute clips. It's what's the best soundbite, and the best soundbite, he had the best soundbite of the night. That's why he
all came from him.
They all came from him. So again, we all have our bias, right? And I'll say me and not everybody because obviously Isaac has a different view on it, but we all have our bias. The question that America needs to ask itself, and that we need to be real with, is were you better 3.5 years ago? Were you better before COVID than you are now?
Well. Since you brought that up, and Mike, you probably remember this. What was the first question they asked Kamala Harris? Hey, do you think we're in your policy? Do you think we're better off now than we were 4 years ago? And look, people early in the chat, people were saying she did not answer. People were like, oh yeah, she answered. She answered. Someone even said she said yes. I did not hear a yes from her. She did not say a yes whatsoever. So I think ABC was setting that up for her to say yes, but she botched it. I'm sorry, yes. She botched it. It
was terrible.
I'm thinking to myself, and look, Trump had a great comeback for that question, and that point right there, if people would just watch that first question, she'll be done. Trump should make an ad just on that first question, because she did not answer it.
Yeah,
And they started her off with the economy question. So at first I was like, oh wow, are they starting off with economy? Because that's just going to help Trump. And were they trying to give her a layup? Because once again, she has these already pre-made answers, and she didn't do a great job delivering it. If you notice her first couple of answers, her mouth was really dry. She was like kind of doing some weird thing with her mouth. She seemed very, very nervous. She definitely settled in, but that first question, that should have been if you had a record to run on that was good, you should have been able to knock that one out of the park. Because everyone knows deep down, no matter you're left or right, you're not better off now than you are under Trump. You know it every time you go to the gas. Yeah. This isn't something that you could talk your way out of if you're on the left. That's why she didn't answer that question, because she knows deep down the answer is no, nobody is.
No.
So I got a comment on TikTok, and I think you're gonna love this, guys. I'm sorry, Chunky, go ahead and finish your statement. I'm gonna read this comment.
Well, it's the best 4 years that we've had in the past 16 were the 4 years that we were underneath a Republican president. And I say Republican, I don't think he's really Republican in a traditional sense. I think he's forming a new Republican Party. And I think the breakaway from the neocon Republican Party is really pissing off a lot of those neocons. And that's another thing where when she said that I have the endorsement of these saying you have an endorsement from Dick Cheney is not a win, my friend.
It don't hold water.
It's not a win.
But see, on that point, before we get to this comment, I thought Trump missed the opportunity right there, because she was mentioning Dick Cheney and all that. I wish he would have came up and said, well, I got the endorsement of Robert Kennedy. I got the endorsement of Tracy Galbert. I got the endorsement of a lot of Democrats that are coming. Look, Alec Dershowitz. I think, Mike, y'all had him on your show, right? Or y'all had him scheduled? Alan Dershowitz.
We had him scheduled, and then
it didn't work through.
Yeah, something happened.
But Alan Dershowitz came out and said, hey, I'm leaving the Democrat Party because this isn't the same Democrat Party. I think Donald Trump missed a opportunity to go viral at that moment. I want to go ahead.
You had the patriarch of one of the biggest dynasty in the history of the Democratic Party. You had the patriarch of the biggest dynasty in the history of a living, breathing Kennedy. And not just a living, breathing Kennedy, but an active Kennedy that's in the political sphere. And he left your party to go for the exact party that his uncle and his dad ran against. And he left that party. That is more significant than a neocon warmongering piece of shit vice president pulling for another neocon piece of shit vice president.
Like, Chucky, isn't it great that Dick Cheney was literally the devil before Trump was the devil, and now
he's the
liberal's best friend?
So on the question that we had with are we better off 4 years ago, I'm not going to mention his name because it's very inappropriate, and I'm not trying to go that way. Someone asked the question, do you think we were better off in 2044 than we were during the lockdowns? Yes, that's an easy yes. But see, the thing of it is, and I don't know if you're still on the chat, during the lockdown,
who created the lockdowns though?
Yeah, who created lockdowns? But at the same time, the lockdowns were in 2020, but not in 2021, not in 2022, and not in 2023, and definitely not in 2024. It is the policies of the Biden-Harris administration, whom apparently Kamala thinks, well, you're not running against Biden, you're running against me. Just bring that point out. But yeah, well, if you just look at 2020. Yeah, we're better. Yeah, we're not lockdowns. We're not wearing masks no more. But the policies stink.
What drove me
better
nuts?
Traffic.
Yes,
you had better traffic. 2020. Yeah, right. We had lower gas. Still 2020. Some crazy tyrants made you wear a mask. Some states closed down. Some states stayed open. Let me ask you a question. If you live in Florida, would you say that you were better off in 2024 or 2020? You were way better off because your state stayed open, right? So in New Jersey, where I'm at, where they got rid of plastic straws and all that other BS, and you can't drink out of them anymore. But they make all these ridiculous rules, and none of them helped. And all it was tyrant type stuff, and that made 2020 worse. In areas like mine, is all because of their government action. That wasn't because of Trump. That was because of Phil Murphy in New Jersey. and Cuomo killing old people in New York.
It drove me nuts that he didn't nail her to the wall more when it came to the Ukraine thing, because people don't grasp this. But the reason Putin invaded Ukraine, I would say he had other reasons that he didn't tell us, but one of the main reasons he invaded Ukraine was because that dumbass stood up in front of Munich and gave him a reason. She stood up in front of Munich and said she was going to bring Ukraine into NATO. We had an agreement with Russia that we would not take any bordering countries, and we would not put them in NATO. We would not put them with NATO and make them nuclear powers. And for that, he would not invade. He didn't do it under Trump because Trump reminded America and him that we would not do that, and we didn't do it, and it caused a form of peace because he didn't feel he needed to invade.
Okay,
Ukraine.
guys, I gotta fact check somebody. I gotta not y'all guys. Someone just put in the chat, Putin invaded Crimea during Trump, and Trump did nothing. That is a bald-faced lie. That was under Obama.
He invaded during Obama's presidency.
So somebody said, hey, you guys are living in a fantasy. The chat knows Harris is winning. Okay, look. Okay, look, I don't know you personally. I don't want to say your name.
Nate Silver thinks different.
Well, this is what I'm going to say with this. If I could send you the link, I would go ahead and send you the link. I don't have your number. These guys that have number. And look, we're in a conservative chat. We're in a conservative show. If you don't like it, leave. Look.
If they want to come live, I'll more than happily debate them. But let's be honest, he didn't invade. He invaded Crimea in I think it was 2008.
Yeah, it was under Obama.
It was under Obama. Like, and he had no intentions of invading Ukraine. But when she said specifically, I'm going, and this is where I think he missed the mark. If he'd have said it, he started to say it. She stood in front of the Munich Council and specifically said in front of world leaders that she was going to, and this is, I've played the video on my lives. She specifically stood in front of it and said specifically, we need to bring Ukraine into NATO. That is a direct violation of the agreement we had. And I'm not going to say that Putin wasn't planning on it, but bitch, hand him the keys. You know what I mean? Like that was the reason he needed. And then everything happened and he invaded. I say this, it's laughable. It's laughable that anybody can justify what's going on in the country right now and pull the lever for that woman. And not because she's a woman, although I am a fan of patriarchy, not that she's a woman, but I mean, like, realistically, look at the state of the nation today. If you pull the lever for this woman, you are fundamentally insane.
Yeah,
you cannot claim that Trump's a threat to democracy when she has been injected into this race without a single vote. And anybody out there that's willing to vote for that, you're really you would give up your right to choose ever again because they chose for you. You didn't pick this woman. Matter of fact, when you had a chance to pick this woman, you picked an old black man or an old white man. You picked Joe Biden over her. Okay, remember that. She was the first one out. So
I do got a comment right here. Russia invaded Ukraine in 2014, but has occupied it continually since then, including Trump's administration. I don't know where they're getting that from. We also had somebody that said...
I was going to say Crimea was 2014.
No, they're saying Ukraine.
2012 or 2014.
Well, they're saying Ukraine. He invaded Ukraine. That's not true either. Also, someone said your conservative show has liberal listeners because most of us aren't stupid. Okay. Yeah, I would disagree with that. I'm trying to keep my religion, I was yelling earlier, I'm not gonna lie. But even on that point, okay, I'm not gonna say liberals are
today. God will forgive me tomorrow.
I'm not gonna say liberal listeners are stupid. I'm not gonna say that. There's very smart people that are liberal. But at the same time, I just think you're the sieve and you call us sheep. I'm just being honest. Look, you calling yourself, y'all ain't sheep, y'all open-minded. Y'all are the party that said, hey, Biden can't win, we're going to take him off, and we're just going to put Harris up there without a single vote.
You just have to be honest, right? I mean, the fact of the matter is when people make stupid statements like Crimea was Trump's problem, it started under Obama. right? Just like it's the same concept with this. The Democrats have controlled 12 out of the last 16 years, guys.
Yep.
12 out of the last 16 years, but all of a sudden, everything during that time is Trump's fault. Trump didn't vote for war in Afghanistan. You know who did? Joe Biden and a lot of Republicans, right? Joe Biden has voted for
Caveat
more
to what
wars
you're saying.
than
Not only
Putin
did
has.
caveat to what you're saying, and I hate to interrupt, but I'm gonna let you continue.
Yeah.
Not only did he not vote for a war, he is on record multiple times saying it was stupid for us to go into Iraq.
Never should have gone in. Exactly. Exactly.
So go ahead, finish it.
I'm sorry, man.
I was going to say the last comment of the night because it is getting late. Here in Louisiana, we don't have to work tomorrow because we're in a hurricane or about to get into one.
We're getting a hurricane. We should do a hurricane lot.
Yeah, we should.
I definitely got to work. I definitely got to work tomorrow, but I'm happy to
go
do
ahead,
this with you guys.
Go ahead and finish your thought, Michael. Then we're going to wrap this up.
Well, where was I? What was I talking about?
I don't think it's going to hit us.
He's talking about the hurricane. Man, Chunky, do you remember what Mike was saying? I'm sorry to cut you off, Mike.
I cut Mike off like a jackass. I apologize.
Oh no. What did you cut me off for? I don't even remember.
I was going to say that
I was speaking about your
It is a little bit
with Biden
specifically about Trump being anti-war and not voting for the war, and then I wanted to make sure and clarify too. He's been this way for a very long time.
Yeah, and once again, he didn't vote for any of this stuff. So the point I'm trying to make here is the Democrats and not Trump have really controlled a lot of things for a very long time. Like I said, 12 out of the last 16 years has been their presidency and their rule. All right. And the best times that we had out of those times were Trump's years. Economically, foreign policy wise, you had less war and you had more prosperity than under Trump. You had Middle East peace under Trump. So when you look at this, it's kind of hard for me, for anybody, it takes, like people in the chat, I cannot take you seriously if you're going to blame everything on Trump, where he didn't vote for Afghanistan. That was Joe Biden. He didn't vote for any of this stuff. He was, the Democrats, you guys want to talk about what Trump left you. What did all the garbage Republicans and the garbage Democrats leave Trump when he walked into office? And then what did he make out of that for 4 years? We lived very good.
This whole he inherited Obama's economy is the silliest argument I've ever heard in my life. Like really, if you look at the numbers and you do it non-objectively, you learn how good Trump did for the economy versus what he inherited. And this whole Obamacare was a good thing. Obamacare was a tax on American people for breathing. Like, if you are born, you owe America money. That's what Obama did. That is the
You want to hear what Obamacare is, Chunky? You ready for this? There's going to be news coming up pretty soon, but that's coming down the road. My wife was just inquiring with Obamacare because we do not have health care because it's a lot of money for Obamacare. But we check it all the time, every year, year after year, just to see how it's going to be. Just for my wife, just for her, with an Obamacare plan in New Jersey, it was going to be $1,400 per month.
And the deductible was in the thousands.
Was an $8,000 deductible, right? But when people start talking about, Obamacare is this and Obamacare is that, it would cost us over $30,000 a year just for my family to be covered. That's over $30,000 a year for me, my wife, and my 2 kids. I wanted to let everyone, you need to let that percolate in your brain. If you think Obamacare is a great plan at $30,000 a year that I have to pay as a small business, you're out of your mind.
One second. The Sports Current, real good friend of mine on TikTok. I can't get you on TikTok right now, my brother, because the people on Rumble would not be able to hear. The only reason TikTok gets to hear because I got headphones going into my phone speaker. But we need to get the Sports Current on. I believe he's a liberal, but real good guy to talk with, very respectful. He's been on the TikTok show multiple times. So go ahead, Chunky.
And realistically, the the things that that she said, if you ever read anything, and look, I'm a dumb coon ass. I like to cook. I cook professionally. I'm not an educated man by any stretch of the word, but I have read. I say read. I listen to, because I'm ADD and I can't read very well, and I don't read very well when it comes to stuff. But if I listen to it, I can process it better. So I've listened to Dos Capital. I've listened to the Communist Manifesto. I've listened to these things, and the things that these people are saying are lock, key, and step with that specific ideology, and that is an ideology that our forefathers, that are not too distant relatives, fought and died to see it not grow in here. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. And this is where I put my Alex Jones conspiracy hat on. This is all Cloward and Piven. These people have been doing this crap since the 1960s. Like, this is meant to destroy us from the inside. And if we don't stop it, and part of the reason why I'm avid that I'm voting for Donald Trump, even against my better religious values of being extremely pro-life, is simply due to the fact that he wants to kill the Department of Education. And look, here's the caveat for me. When he ran, if Tulsi Gabbard would have ran against him, while I disagree with a lot of Tulsi Gabbard standards, I would have had a hard time pulling the lever for him if he'd have ran against Tulsi Gabbard, because Tulsi Gabbard is solid to me.
Okay.
And I'd have had a hard time pulling the lever for him against Tulsi Gabbard because of who she is. While she has some pretty bad policies, but that woman who, wait, let me finish this. Is that woman who I had an immense amount of respect for is now pulling for him.
I'm gonna go ahead and quote Justin. Then we're gonna have to wrap this up. We've been alive for an hour and a half. Justin said, if you want to safeguard our founding fathers' vision, voting for Trump is not the way. Don't vote for Project 2025. Trump said it tonight. He is not endorsing Project 2025. He will not even read it.
This is why I call you stupid. This is why I call you stupid.
You cannot go ahead and get out of that, man. Project 2025 is not a Trump-backed program. Again, I'm going to quote Clay Higgins on this. I'm not for Project 2025. I like Project 1775, and it's been working for 200 some odd years. So to close this out, I want to go ahead and give this to my guests. Mike, tell us a little bit about Two Mics Live and where they can find you. Then we're going to give the Chunky. Then we're going to wrap this up and go home for tonight. And me and Chunky's going to go get ready for the hurricane.
Oh, hell yeah, guys. Be careful.
Hey, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Good. Yeah, no. So be careful with that hurricane, you guys. That's what I was going to say. Chucky, you want to start off?
No, I was just gonna poke at Isaac a little bit, but you go ahead. I'm gonna talk after.
All right. So what I was just gonna say is you can find me, Two Mics Live. We have the fastest growing show on Rumble. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we go on at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're Eastern Daylight Time actually right now. So if you want to find us out there, the number 2 Mics Live. We go on every platform. But Rumble's the way I want you to find me, because they're the only ones that are a free speech platform that let us speak and let us do they say what we want to say. So if you want to check me out, Two Mics Live, really appreciate it. Love Isaac. Thanks for having me on, buddy.
No problem. Go ahead, Chunky.
Nice to meet you, Chunky.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go follow you there, Mike. I definitely want to be on your show at least once or twice. I'm a business owner. I'm a person who likes to cook. I'm a person who likes to read. I can tell you that realistically, if you're going to tell me that Kamala has the ideology of our founding fathers, you are an objective idiot. Because you don't understand the founding fathers. There's a reason why we don't have the word democracy in our Constitution, in our Constitution, in our Declaration of Independence, or in our Bill of Rights, and it's never been in our Bill of Rights. There's a reason why, if you read the Federalist Papers, they specifically speak about the evils of a democracy. There's the ideology that she espouses and the ideology that she believes in, which is taught to her by her father, because her father is a Marxist, is the thing that has caused the death of hundreds of millions of people in less than 100 years. Hate religion all you want. Hate religion all you want. But it has realistically, religion has not done as much damage as Marxist secular ideologies have done in less than 100 years. It's pure evil, and we need to. And the only way this stops is if real men stand up and speak out against it, and no matter the consequences. Now, on to the hurricane. Isaac, you stay near me, don't you? You stay in the Acadiana area, right?
Yeah, I'm in the Acadiana area.
Yeah, without giving out locations, but
Right.
yeah, I don't think it's gonna hit us.
It's moving more towards New Orleans, and I'm gonna tell you this, and then like I said, we gotta wrap this up because I gotta go still upload and all. I had a friend of mine today tell me, yeah, it's going to. I said something about it's looking like it's moving way out of Louisiana. He goes, yeah, it's going to New Orleans. I said it's sad. Even Acadiana people don't acknowledge New Orleans as Louisiana. I'm just thinking.
That's how we got 8 years of freaking Bobby Boucher's daddy.
You're right.
Not only am I going to do it for you, Coach, I'm a yes, I'm gonna do it for you.
Mike, Chunky, thank y'all for coming, man. Chunky, they can find you at the Chunky Cajun on TikTok, correct?
You can find me at the Chunky Cajun on TikTok, the Chunky Cajun on the Chunky Cajun on Rumble. I really want to grow my Rumble page so I can start doing more lives on Rumble and get away from TikTok. I hope the pay model turns into TikTok. I also hope to TikTok sales to American owners, so that way they can start following the Bill of Rights and following our First Amendment rights. But
you're in the right group for Rumble. I'm just saying. We'll give you more detail later on. But all right, guys, thank y'all for coming on. We appreciate you. Thank you to everybody that was in the chat. Thank you to everyone that joined up again today. Mike Calderese from Two Mics Live and the Chunky Cajun on TikTok. Guys, y'all have a good one. We see y'all next time when y'all are guests on the show.
Later.
Some great guys right there, ladies and gentlemen. Some great guys right there. And yeah, you might not all agree with us on TikTok and on Rumble, but hey, that's our views. That's our views. That was our show to wrap to give my response and my view of what happened tonight on the debate. Again, if you're watching this live, please share and like the channel. Please like and share the TikTok. If you're listening to a past recording on YouTube and on our podcast side, go ahead and like us and share with your friends. I want to thank Justin. I want to thank the Sports Current. I want to thank Lobster Johnson and many other people that were on this chat earlier tonight. We did reach over 200 people at one point. Right now, we only got like 7, but we're closing it out. Thank you guys for being part of the show. We will try to get guests on next time on the show. Until next time, you be blessed. You be encouraged. Remember, Jesus Christ is King, and he's coming back, and he's coming back soon. So don't be faint of heart, because Jesus has overcome the world. If you know Jesus, your Lord and Savior, reach out to me. I'll tell you how to meet Jesus, your Savior, and heaven, your home. Until next time, you be blessed. You be encouraged.